Hello and welcome to Taffy Crafting. My name's Donna and I've got a triangular project today. I saw this on a photograph on a Facebook page, and somebody had, it was some do-it-yourself craft page. I can't even find it again. I've tried to look for it but I can't find it. And they showed a template, but not a template that you could cut out or anything. There was no link to anything. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to work this out for myself. So it is it's not triangular at all. Well, that's triangular, but it's kind of a pyramid shape. It's got 4 sides. And I've worked out how to make it. I'm sure somebody far cleverer than me can work out an even simpler way of doing it, but this is how I've worked it out. And I chose this, which is the Foil Frenzy, and it went really nicely together with this because this is quite a sturdy DSP. But I've got Valentine's in mind for this, and I saw these in a well-known supermarket. These chocolate hearts. So if you're looking to give a small gift to somebody and think, well, what can I put it in? Don't just give them the netted bag like that. Make a nice little heart shape, a triangular shaped box. So I've got this, the Painted with Love. Anybody that has seen my videos before knows that I've totally fallen in love with this. Anybody that came to On Stage with me knows that I totally fell in love with this. And I have virtually worked my way through the whole pack of DSP and may possibly buy some more. And I love one side of it just as much as I love the other. So this is one of the last bits of paper now that I'll be using. So I'll be sad to see this one go. So to do this project, you just need a square sheet of paper. It doesn't matter what size it is, as long as it's square. And the first thing we need to do with it is put some score lines on it. So these are the score lines if you're using a 12 by 12 sheet. I like to do a project where we haven't got to cut this down. But what you're looking to do is, if you are working with another size sheet of paper, you just need to make sure that you have got 9 equal size boxes. So you just have to do a little bit of maths. Get your calculator out, pen and pencil, whatever you need to do the little bit of maths. So I worked out with this one, and I'll drop my paper. I worked out with this one that I needed to score this on both sides at 4 inches and at 8 inches. So I now prefer to use the paper trimmer to do all of my scoring and trimming. I very, very rarely now get the scorer out, and I use this because you can use 1/16 of an inch increments. We are thankfully today not using 1/16 of inch increments. So get the cutting blade out of the way, and we're going to score at 4 inches, and we are going to score at 8 inches. And then turn it 90 degrees, score at 4, and score at 8. So there we have it. You're not going to be able to see those score lines on there because this paper is just so pretty. But you might be able to see, possibly in the light there, maybe not. But you're going to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Fold there. Okay, so it doesn't matter what side of the paper you're looking at, but what you need to do, we need to make a shape on each of these, this square, this square, this square, and that square, and then we're going to lose these squares. So anybody who's thinking, oh my goodness, look at the waist, Honestly, you don't need to worry about the waste because you can make a nice gift tag out of that. You can make 4 nice gift tags. You can use these for cards. It's not waste. It is on this project, but you can use that on anything else. Now, to make the template, to make the shape for these other squares, I'm just going to cut out one of these bottom squares here, or just one of the corner squares, and we are going to produce a template. Now, I'm sure there is somebody out there who might be able to find an easier way of putting this project together, but I worked this out all by myself, and I'm sticking with that for now. So I'm just going to put my project to one side, and I just want this. So what I want to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a paper, no I'm not, I'm going to get a pencil and a ruler, and I want to mark the halfway point at the top and at the bottom of this. And the other thing I can do, rather than, I might not have needed to do that mark at the bottom, but what we need to do is just put a score line halfway down that paper. But I do need to keep a mark there. So I'm just going to score that in half like that. You'll see why in a moment. And what I want to do is I want to create a curve here. And you are just going to bring that curve line down to that bottom corner there. Don't think about it too much. If you think about it, it's just going to go wrong. I promise you, when I started putting these together, the more I was thinking about that curve, the more it started looking more like a straight line. And we want something like that. That's roughly what we're looking for. And then we put that score line in there so that we can fold that in half there. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to create, and the reason we've folded it in half so that I can have a symmetrical shape. And that's all we want. You then take your project back, find your lines, and just on these middle squares, so I'm just going to line that up in there. It's very difficult actually to see the, very difficult to see those score lines. Get that central in there, and then just draw around the template. Like that. And you're going to do that on all 4 of those, what I call the middle outside squares. I'll show you in a second. Now, all of these products that we're seeing on here, apart from the pencil and the scissors you've just seen, and the ruler, are from Stampin' Up. So the DSP, the paper trimmer, and the embellishment that we'll see as we get towards the end are all using Stampin' Up products. And I am going to leave a link to my shop, which takes you directly to the Stampin' Up website, where you can see all of these beautiful products. I can't emphasise enough the quality of these products. You wouldn't be able to do this with, any old bit of decorated card that you might find in other shops, in other hobby shops. But I was, when I first discovered Stampin' Up, blown away by the quality of the products that you get from them. Really, really fantastic quality. This is called Designer Series paper. You can't really call it paper. It is more like card. What we're going to do is then put a mark that is halfway in that box there. It's trying to find those score lines. They're really, really tricky to see. But I want a mark here. Really where I want it is right in the middle of that. Just put a mark there. It should be in the middle of each of those boxes. Now what I want to do, I've got a scoring tool, I've got my ruler, and I'm going to find the corner of that box. I'm going to put my scoring tool there, and I'm going to meet that with that mark that you put in the centre of that arc, or of that curve. I'm just going to score that there, and then you're going to put another one here, and try not to let it move. And then with each of those, you're going to put a score from the top centre here down to that corner. You might be able to do that scoring on the paper trimmer. I haven't tried it, to be honest. I could actually do that. Now the other thing I want to tell you about why I'm scoring these is that when you visit the Stampin' Up website, all of the prices and all the descriptions, they're all there for you to have a look at. However, I would say that if you got a little bit carried away and you saw lots and lots of different products on there, and you're thinking, well, this is costing quite a lot of money, there is a way in getting a really big discount, and that all future orders will also have a discount. And you can sign up to become a demonstrator, and your first order, you can choose £130 worth of goods and only pay £99, and they're delivered to your door for £99. And from there, it doesn't mean that you have to start doing classes or online demos or anything like that. You can just take the discount. The other thing is your future orders will all have 20% discount taken off of them as well. So it's only fair really to tell you that, yep, that you can buy those goods from the website at the full price they are now. But if you're looking to make a sizable order and your order is more than £99, or it's certainly creeping up towards £99, why not consider actually choosing £130 worth of goods and only paying £99? The other thing you can do as well is if you sign up to become a demonstrator, then you can also choose 2 free stamp sets. And so therefore the value of your order is then creeping up beyond £170. So something to think about if you love a bargain and you also love paper crafting, a way of getting your hands on a lot of stuff for £99. If you want some more information, please give me a call. You can sign up as a demonstrator through me, and I'll be you can be part of my team, and you can be whatever demonstrator you like. You might just want to take the discount and run. You might want to take the discount, make a whole load of stuff, buy more things, and still get your 20% discount. That's what people tend to call hobby demos. Or you might think, well, actually I've got lots of friends that really like paper crafting, and you might think about selling to them as well and making some money out of it. It is entirely up to you. But if you want to talk about it further, please just send me a message and I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you. Anyway, back to the project. And we are now going to cut around those pencil lines. I could have told you about the demo order, or the demo, signing up to be a demo while I was doing that, but I didn't. I can't think and talk at the same time. I can't do, think and talk at the same time. Everything just goes hideously wrong. So we've already got rid of one square and turned that into a template. This you can use on your cards, you can lay them up on your cards. There is cardstock to match these, so put them to one side, don't throw them away. And we're just going to cut around all of these pencil marks. last couple of bits now. Just while I'm doing this as well, if you're thinking about becoming a demo and you're thinking, how am I going to fit that in with my family and my job, just to let you know that I'm a demonstrator and I have a full-time job. I work as a college lecturer. I have a 2-hour round journey commute, but I still try and find time for my paper crafting, and I make things and then I make another one and I film it. And that's basically all that I do. I've got a blog. It doesn't take too much time to do that. It's just about setting as much time as you can, and there are some weeks where I have lots of time and there are other weeks where I have no time. It just depends. Like, I'm looking forward to half term where I can actually find some time to craft. What I'm doing here is I'm just now folding and burnishing those score lines that we made from the top of that curve down to the corner. I'm just going to fold those in carefully like that. There we are. We're getting a bit of a star shape going on here, but you can now see how this all starts to fit together, just like that. You see how easy that is? Now, what we've got to do before we do anything else is put some holes in here. Now, I do have a single hole punch, but at this present moment in time, it's sat on my desk at work. Goodness knows why, I don't even use it for work. But so what I've got to do is use this horrible, clumsy hole punch. So very, very carefully what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it off camera because I have got to be really careful where I'm going to put the holes. But I would really recommend, you can do it with a hole punch, nice and easy, but you have got to really watch where you're punching it, because once that hole's punched and you're committed to that, that's it. So I'm going to do that off camera purely because I've got to get really got to look very closely where this hole is going. So I'll show you that in just a tick. And there we are. I've got a hole in each of those. So it needs to be between the two score lines and not on these flaps here. So this is now ready to put together. And you kind of, on the first time, need to just really train it to all fit together. Just make sure that all sits together nicely. There we go. You might just need to burnish those score lines just a little bit more. It will get there, but you just kind of need to train it and tell it where it's going. So to put it together, I'm using, this is in the Spring Summer catalogue, which goes with this paper just perfectly. And you don't need much of this, so just take a small length of it and take two of these together and bring the trim or the ribbon, whatever you're using, you can use ribbon if you want to, and bring them from the back to the front like that. And then with the other two, you're then bringing them in there, and then that one in there. There we are. Oh, now that one's come out. Okay. And then you're just going to draw all of that together. These things do fight on the first go. And then once you've got this all tied together, there we are. Look at that. How pretty is that? You can, if you want to, make a gift tag. You've got all of that, so you can make a gift tag with those. But just forgot, before I do that, there are my chocolates. It's amazing, actually. I haven't actually eaten these. I'm just going to drop them in there. I'm going to pull that together like that. Oh, that's the dog barking for probably no reason at all. And I'm just going to tie a terrible bow. I bet you can tie a bow better than I can. There we go. I'm not going to fiddle about with that anymore because I am absolutely hopeless at tying bows. There we go. So there we are. A pyramid style gift box to hold anything really. Chocolates. It's a great thing to hold chocolates in. You know, if you're looking just to put together, I'm going to do that a bit tighter, a really inexpensive present just to say to somebody thanks, or I love you, or you know, anything, thinking of you, anything like that, then this is an ideal way to do something. They won't be bothered about what's in the box. All they're going to think is, look at that box, isn't that pretty? So there we have that in the Painted with Love range. And then we've got that one, this is empty, needs chocolate in it. That one that's in the Foil Frenzy range. If you like this project and want to see further projects or see anything that I've done before, please hit the subscribe button and you can have a look at the other projects that I've done. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.